Welcome back to the Times Record News High School Football Show. We're getting ready to enter Week 7, and we're already done with Ryder Old High. And it was quite a show they put on for everybody last week.
It didn't disappoint, that's for sure. We put a bit of hype behind it, a hype machine, and
86 points worth of hype.
That's right. Yeah, it was. And we said it would be a good game, and it lived up to it. It was a good game, and it looked like two evenly matched teams. The 14-point differential wasn't evident.
For about a minute, we had a blowout.
Yes.
And then we had a
great comeback.
A historic comeback by Ryder to go from 35-14 back to 36-35 in their favor. And then the Coyotes had kind of the final surge. And, if they had played another 8 minutes, there might have been a surge the other way. I think it would have kind of kept going back and forth.
It was just a swing of momentum each way, both ways. Old High ends up scoring 50 points, and that's the record for them in this rivalry. So it eclipsed it. I think it was 49 beforehand, but they showed how explosive their offense can be and how explosive their passing game can be. And when it's efficient on top of that, they're a really dangerous team, a really dangerous offense.
Yeah, it was an enjoyable game to watch.
It was.
It was not a perfect game by any stretch, but it was just so much spirit. And really, we didn't have all the squabbling and the 15-yard penalties, and sometimes
it's a very clean game. Yeah,
I thought for a rivalry game, very clean. Kept everybody. People had to wait in traffic because it kept everybody there forever.
It did.
But it was a really good showing. I thought it was a real good thing for the city of Wichita Falls.
Yeah, great atmosphere too. And then Coach Russell mentioned the atmosphere after the game and how he had never played in front of a crowd that large. And it's been several years since he had that kind of crowd behind him. And I mean, we estimated about 13,000 people. I don't know what the official attendance was.
There were people on the grass.
That's right. Yeah, they had the overflow and.
That doesn't happen often. One other thing, other than Ryder Old High, it wasn't the only game last week. We thought Henrietta was facing their biggest test this season, which they did, but I'd say they came out pretty well playing Cisco.
What did it? 23-12 was the final.
Yeah, stayed right in it.
With number one Cisco, and I think a lot of people thought whenever you go against number one Cisco,
their D's for real.
Yeah, you expect to get blown out. You at least expect to give up a lot of points to a team like Cisco, and Henrietta really stepped up, and they've announced their candidacy.
And then they come back home and get Holiday, which had a big win, but you got to think. Even in a loss, Henrietta comes into this with a lot of confidence.
But you can't think that they're going to be unfocused for Holiday.
Now, when we come back, we'll look at some of the other games this week.